email management up for you so that you do have the multiple inboxes. How to do email management. The aim of this video is to set you up with a system or a process whereas you can effectively manage your emails and also delegate this to team members so that you're not spending hours and hours in your inbox. A majority of people are not doing this and don't know about a lot of these tips and tricks that I'm about to share with you, and it is absolutely a game changer and you can save so much time just from implementing a couple of these small things. This has been a massive game changer for me and my team when it comes to productivity. So I'm going to share with you exactly how I leverage it and go through and show you a screencast of my back end of how it actually looks as well so that you can do this too. Now before we jump in and get to the juice, be sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video so that I can reach more people like you. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and jump in and start with this screencast outlaying exactly how I do email management with my team. Okay, so here we go. Email management. See, my inbox is a little bit messy at the moment, but you would notice that on the right hand side here, we've got a few different tabs. So we've got a Becca follow-up, we've got a waiting reply, delegate reference, and to read. So I'm going to show you in a separate video how to set up these separate inboxes. And for now, I'm just going to talk you through how this helps me to sort out my life and how I can also effectively work with a virtual assistant or an executive assistant to help me triage my inbox. So if you're setting this up, you can save hours and hours of your time by actually delegating this to someone else to help you out with. So to start off with, I want to show you guys the archive button. So I don't know if a lot of people actually know about this, but if you simply, like, let's just say this is something that I wanted to read a little bit later, what I can do is I've set up this right hand side, these inboxes over here, so that when you press this star, 1, 2, we go to a different color. So purple will go to awaiting reply, orange is delegate, green is reference, and then the blue, that's going to be to read. So if I want to read that later, I can do that by clicking on this and then putting it into that folder there. Okay. And then here, what I can do is press this button, the archive button. And once this refreshes, even though it's not in the main inbox here, what it's done is it'll go over to the to read part here, so I can catch up on that in my own time. Now, the best way to do this is to just go through and figure out some rules. So you want a general list of rules to start off with, okay? So and you want to be having folders on the side here so that you can, you know, put in, I've got like a special folder for email marketers that I like to follow, you know, certain groups or coaching programs I've been in. I've got folders for that. I've got a personal folder, all of my receipts I've got here as well. And if we go down here, this is the Speed Up Co, my business, my main business. So here we've got, you know, accounting, my receipts, Calendly calls, invoices for staff, invoices for clients. So all of these, I've set up rules so that they actually skip my, well, a lot of these I've set up rules so that they skip my inbox and they go directly into these folders, because it's stuff that I don't need to be looking at really, but they are good to have just as a reference point. So if you want to be setting up a rule, because likely you're getting a lot of emails come through that you don't actually need to be reading, but you do just need to keep them for reference point or documentation's sake, right? So what you can do is go up to this cogwheel up here, go to settings, see all settings, and then you can go to filters and blocked addresses. So you can see I've made a few already and these are all gonna, you know, skip and go to where I want them to go. And so what you can do here is you can create a new filter, let's say even for personal reasons. Okay, so if you're sharing your inbox with somebody, and let's say, you know, somebody from your family, like your partner, sends you emails sometimes using this email address. So if my partner was going to send me an email, I would say I'll put her email in there, say 15gmail.com. And then what I could do is, oops, don't want that there. That's not very fun. Get rid of that. So then from there, I can do create a filter. So any email from it's going to skip the inbox and archive it. So what we can do is, once we go to filters and blocks, create a new filter, put it on, create filter. Then what we can do is we can skip it, so we're going to archive it, and then we're going to apply the label. So we want it to go into our personal account there. And then from there, we can create that filter. The other thing is we can actually apply that to also match to filters to 32 matching conversation. We can do that as well. And now when we come to inbox, if there's any emails from my partner, what we can do is just go ahead and archive, or we want to check that they're all archived already, but we shouldn't see them in here. The filter should have already been applied, okay? But if ever I want to just easily be able to search for it, all of the emails are still going to come up in here. So that's a really good little hack, those filters and putting in rules there. So just get a feel for what kind of, setting up your folders here. So you want to have some parent folders and then the subfolders underneath. Just think about what's important for you. What emails are you getting a lot of that require to have those subfolders and extra, organizational pieces there. Now, just to dive a little bit deeper over on this right-hand side. So this Becca follow-up. So this is all the things that I personally need to attend to. So if you've got a VA in your inbox and they, become to learn more about you as well, I wouldn't recommend doing this straight away. I would work with someone for like at least a couple of months. I would be doing, a screencast or two of you actually going through and managing your inbox and showing them exactly how you like it done, and then delegating this. Everything in this folder here, these are all things I personally need to see to, and they can't be delegated. So they are for me to do. Now, in the awaiting reply, this is generally if we send emails off and now we're just waiting for a response on that. So if I was just to leave that here on the left-hand side, it could go pages and pages and pages behind, and it could actually get forgotten. So I could star it and it can go on the follow-up, but then this is quite full as well all the time and it gets messy there. So the next best thing is to click twice so that it goes into awaiting reply, and then it stands out there. And so I can always just sort of be reminded when I check my emails daily that I need to go back to this one here. Delegated. For this one here, this is all stuff that I can delegate to my team for follow-up. This reference point, so this might be things that I just want to check out or come back to later. I don't want to quite get rid of just yet. And then to read is all the things that I'm curious to read about, which I'll probably get to, maybe even over the weekend. It might just be some like leisure reading material there. I can tell you right now, going through here and just looking at this inbox here, first thing that I would be doing is typing in some keywords. So all these agreements that we have here, I can get rid of all of those and actually archive those. A lot of the Calendly, a lot of the Zoom ones, all of these, that's probably going to free up like thousands of emails there. And then it's going to get to the bottom ones that are the most important. So this is essentially my email management system. Again, this is great if you're working with a virtual assistant or EA, and you can, once they get to know you, they can help you with triaging these emails. You only have to basically spend your time on the things that matter within your inbox, because, it's safe to say that we get a lot of emails and probably only 10 to 15% of them we actually need to be looking at personally. And the second part to this is screencast. So going through and doing a screencast, spending a few minutes actually just going through and explaining, step by step as well, why you're doing what you're doing, because essentially you're extracting what's in your brain and how you think, so that you can effectively delegate it to someone else. So when you are starting to work with someone else, this section here is probably going to be a little bit thicker as well, because, the person that's going to be working with you in triaging, they're probably just going to be getting a feel for what goes where. And if they're not sure, it'll be going to this follow-up section. But obviously, the longer that they stay with you, the more they get to understand how your brain works, the better triaged these are going to become as well. So just a little bit of patience and also compassion, as I always say when you're working with the virtual co-workers or any new team staff member, is, things don't usually just get going and happen amazingly straight off the bat. There is some teething issues, some ironing out of the wrinkles that you need to go through when you're first implementing a new process. So just be patient. And once you have something like this fully fledged, I would say give it 6 to 8 weeks for it to be fully fledged, working well, and you'll save yourself hours and hours of time. So just put in a bit more time and attention in the beginning and the rewards will pay off. So now I've gone through and I've showed you guys how to create these folders and rules and filters and everything else, I know you're probably begging to know, how do you create these multiple inboxes here? So in another screencast I'll be showing you shortly, I've actually got my social media manager and video editor to go through and show you exactly how to do that step by step, so that you can set this up for yourself, or better yet, you can get your VA or virtual staff member to actually set that up for you. So hold on there, I'm going to take you through in just a second. Now, email is one of the most common things that we see that is delegated and outsourced within businesses, but there are so many other tasks that you probably wouldn't even think of that are quite menial and repetitive that can be outsourced as well. And so if you want to gain some clarity on that, I've put together a free delegation cheat sheet, and there's also a system in there to help you with writing out your SOPs, your standard operating procedures. So go ahead and comment below delegation cheat sheet, and myself or either one of my team members will make sure that we shoot that through you. This has helped thousands of entrepreneurs by now. It's been an absolute game changer with gaining clarity and being able to outsource and delegate effectively.
Hi guys, in this portion I'm going to show you how to create multiple inboxes in Gmail. So this is the loop we want to achieve. The left is the main inbox and the right is the multiple inboxes, where we see this portion where the important, the awaiting reply, delegate, reference, and to read. So that's it, let's get it started. Now to start, let's find the settings button and click this see all settings, and then let's locate the inbox portion or the inbox tab, and in the inbox type you can see the default. Just click there and click multiple inboxes. Now here you just have to remove all what's in here and replace what I will encode now. Later I will paste it in the description below so that you have a guide. So the section 1 include the has yellow star are important. Then section 2 has purple question which is awaiting for reply or awaiting reply. Section 3 has orange guillemette, which is delegate, and actually it's up to you what word we will put there. Then has green dash check, I will put a reference. And section 5 has blue dash info, which I will put to read. That's it. Now in, as you can see there, and in maximum page is just set, I will set here 5, and in multiple inbox position I'll just set it right of the inbox, and I'll just leave it as it is. And then the importance markers I will set it to no markers, and the rest is we'll just leave it there, and let's click save changes. Okay, now you can see the important, the awaiting reply, delegate, reference, to read. Now what we will do next is we will go to the settings again and see all settings, and let's go to the general tab and find stars there. As you can see, these are the button or the icons that we will use, which we have encoded earlier. So those are the icons that I have encoded. So after that, you can also use this button, it's up to you actually, and then click save changes. And there you go. So what you will do now to assign the inboxes here to the right side is just have to click the star until you find the button you want to use or to assign them. As you can see, just click and click until you find the right inbox you want to put this email that you have received, and then refresh it, and then you can see it here. So that's it. That's how easy to put a multiple inbox in your Gmail. If you have any questions, just leave a comment below and I will try to answer all of your questions. So thank you, have a great day.
Now I've gone through and shown you all of my tips and tricks on how to manage your email, and I've also showed you a screencast from one of my virtual assistants on how you can get someone else to set this up for you, how you can actually pay someone or a virtual assistant or someone within your team to set that email management up for you so that you do have the multiple inboxes. So these are massive hacks to decluttering and putting your organization on steroids within your enterprise. Now, if you are looking to assign email management to a virtual professional, here's 5 basic steps you can follow if you want to get into it straight away. So number 1, obviously you're going to have to give them access. So you can either give them direct access, or you can use something called LastPass, where this gives them a once-off encrypted password, or you can use the third-party password or delegation access, which I believe Gmail and our Outlook and most calendar platforms have. Number 2 is starting with the non-vital work. Instead of getting them straight onto the most important and urgent things, get them doing some of the basic things first, like just general management and organization of your inbox and categorizing your emails into folders, that kind of stuff. Number 3 is guiding them through the task. Rather than say, do this, this, and this verbally, most of that is going to go through one ear and out through the other. And so the best way that you can possibly do this is to actually show them a screencast of what you expect of them. I want this to go there. This means this, and this goes into that folder, like step by step. So you're enumerating every single step to this person so that they can fully understand that they're getting the visual and they're getting the audio, and it's going to stick more. Okay, so either do a screencast or have a recorded Zoom call with them, whereas you walk through and do the same thing. Number 4 is creating email templates. So if you're at a point now where they're doing the basics and you want to start getting them to respond to clients, respond to other emails, creating email templates is a great way to get started. And you can do this within Gmail, so that when you go to open up the email, there's 3 dots at the bottom right, and then you can actually save it as a template. Well, this allows your VA to be equipped to respond in a timely manner. So rather than having to write it out or go to a folder, copy and paste and come back in, it's all there ready to go. And number 5 is custom emails. If there's a custom email, your virtual professional, they've gone through, they've triaged and they've flagged this one is urgent and it requires your attention, you can simply just send back a voice note of how you want them to respond to that email, rather than you go in, type the thing out and send it off. So those are 5 steps there to starting with your email management with a virtual assistant or virtual professional. I'm curious to know, guys, let me know in the comments, have you tried doing email management with virtual assistants before? And if you have, how did it go? Did it work out for you? Did you have any challenges? And any questions whatsoever about email management, be sure to drop them below and I'll make sure that I personally answer them. So that's a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for your time, and be sure to check out this video, my latest one on virtual assistants for coaches, and also this video here on why you should consider hiring from the Philippines as well. So again, thanks for your time. Be sure to like, subscribe. It helps me to help more people like you, and I'll see you on the next one.